how the Vatican controls every aspect of our daily lives, or yeah, of our daily lives. Now, for those of you that don't know, the papacy is the antichrist. Now, I cannot make a video because about on this subject because there are many other people that have made videos, and I'll just be adding to the count. So sorry, I cannot make a video on this, but there are many other people that have made videos. I suggest check out Pastor Waterfight, there's Dope Bachelor, and there are many other people that have made videos on the subject. I'm very sorry I cannot go back there, but if he is the antichrist, that means that he must be able to control everything in society. Isn't that so, right? Because he cannot be the antichrist and not control anything. And this video that we are doing today actually is to prove that he does control everything. And in this section we'll be talking about how the papacy via the Jesuits control the fashion industry. This might sound weird to you, but yes, they do control the fashion industry. Now, Revelation 18 does talk about the merchants of the world weeping and wailing and crying that, oh, how Babylon has been destroyed, this great city, that they made a lot of money and all that stuff. And today we're about to show you how this actually connects to the Vatican and all these people that is actually working for him in the background. Now, the Met Gala 2018 was a very, very interesting event where celebrities who hate God, who are against God, who mock God, dressed up with Catholic styles or Catholic imagery on their dresses and came to the Met Gala. And I'll be playing some videos for you to show that this is not just some airy-fairy thing we're trying to connect, that they actually do control this industry. And we'll be discussing how they control education and other aspects of life, as well as religion and other aspects of life that there is to cover. I'm sure you just watched the video, and
You can see Rihanna with the papal tiara or the papal crown, the exact same one the Pope wears every time he's out on an occasion or any place. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. This dress this lady is wearing full of Catholic relics and imagery, as you can see, full of Catholic mosaics and imagery and all that, as you can see, the heart and all the Catholic symbols and all those things. This is, I think, Cardi B with the people, kind of like a papal tiara that, yeah, diadems and all that, all Catholic imagery and all those things as well. You can see that this is no coincidence. The lady is wearing an upside down Maltese cross. An upside down Maltese cross, as you can see. Now that's the Migos. You can see the suits they're wearing has a lot of Catholic imagery and mosaics on them as well. Pay attention, as you can see, lots of Catholic imagery and all that. Now you see this lady is wearing a cross. Afterwards I'll explain the meaning of the cross. This one also has Roman Catholic imagery. And this lady is wearing what looks like a nun outfit. Something that nuns would wear, but it's more stylized. This dress definitely has some Marian inspiration, as you can see. The white and the white hair cover and all that definitely has some Marian inspiration. And this lady is wearing a crown with diamonds, very Roman Catholic looking. This one as well, wearing a necklace full of Roman Catholic imagery. And this one's wearing a crown, what would look like a halo. And the headdress this lady is wearing on her head is very symbolic of a Roman Catholic mosaic. That looks like wings on her head, which Hermes had as well, which enabled him to fly and go at quick speed to where he had to go. This lady has something that resembles a halo on her head, and I'll explain the halo later. And 2 Chainz over here has some wearing some stuff with the Roman Catholic symbolism, and as you can see, wife as well is also wearing and this outfit is full of nun imagery. That's what nuns would wear if they were back in the day. You see these people, they're very in your face with it. You see lots of Catholic imagery here as well. They're very in your face. They don't even care. They're like, yes, we're doing this, but people are too asleep to notice. You can see that lady with the cross. Very soon I'll be explaining all these symbols and what they actually mean. They got very depraved dressing. I'm sorry to say, but it's depraved. And this feels like Puff Daddy that's wearing a cross. These people, they hate God, but they're wearing, all of a sudden they're wearing crosses in this video. Very interesting. Jennifer Lopez wearing an outfit with a cross on it. They're very in your face with these things. They don't even care. And this lady right here with a crown full of crosses and a cross on her chest as well. It's Nicki Minaj, and full of Catholic symbolism once again. And this lady wearing what looks like a medieval knight of armor. What a knight would wear, the armor of a knight. Even a Kardashian is wearing a cross. How nice Catholicism must be for a Kardashian to wear a cross. Interesting. Very interesting.
Okay, now let's go ahead and read some articles, and these articles will blow your mind and give you more info on how Roman Catholicism or the papacy controls the fashion industry. It's from horse.com. It says, the truth is that Catholicism has been a constant inspiration for designers over the years, more or less controversial and more or less evident. But in any case, when Paul gets inspired by that influence for this year, the exhibition Celestial Bodies, Fashion and Catholic Imagination, which will be open to the public at the Metropolitan Museum of New York. That is a controversial topic. Although since Anna Wintour took over in 1999, the gala became a global phenomenon. Why is this? The expectation is even greater. Why? Because guests have to make personal interpretation of the chosen theme. The red carpet. Look at these dresses and look at the Catholic theme. Now it says here, now, leaving aside controversy, it's truly interesting to observe the influence that Catholicism has had on the world of fashion. And as Andrew Bolton, the curator of the Metropolitan Museum of New York, said, fashion and religion have always had a close relationship, inspiring and influencing each other. Wow, that's very interesting. Fashion and religion. Very, very interesting. Secularism joining hands with religion. And we all know that in the past didn't work well. It goes on to say, from this we can find an infinity of examples in which designers put Catholicism in the catwalk. Forms, fabrics, colors, symbols, paintings, and mosaics. Are endless possibilities. Spain, one of the countries with the greatest religious tradition, finds in Cristobal Balenciaga, one of the maximum exponents of this influence, especially in forms very austere dresses that imitates the outfits of parish priests, friars, and nuns, and a passion for art that is also reflected in his designs. This is a work of Cristobal Balenciaga. As you can see, the whole thing with the old people themes, and you can see that. You see the way that he's dressed like a nun over here, and the way this guy dressed like a pope. This is where these people. A more recent allusion is one that could be seen in the spring-summer collection of Haute Couture 2007 by Jean-Paul Gaultier. Inspired by the iconography that surrounds the Virgin, and specifically Our Lady of Sorrows, the models wore halos, mantillas, and other details like hearts pierced by swords or tears pouring their faces. Now, you must understand that a halo is a pagan symbol. It has nothing to do with divinity or anything. You can see halos in ancient religions as well, overshadowing ancient gods such as Jupiter, and that's where Catholicism drew almost all of their things from.
Now, in 2014, Valentino presented a dress in his spring haute couture collection that included a scene of Adam and Eve from a painting of Lucas Cranach the Elder. The garment, which will be part of the Met exhibition, is a clear sign that not only is there a strong union between fashion and art, fashion and Christianity, but also between fashion and art. Let's have a look at this dress in detail. Let's zoom in. Do you see this? You see the apples, the forbidden fruit, and the deer, I don't know. Yeah, the deers around. Interesting. The metaphorical nature of creation, fashion and the Catholic imagination by Andrew Bolton. Now let's go. The Pope wears Prada. Oh, Pope wears Prada, huh? Newsweek proclaimed in November 2005 in an article describing Benedict XVI's tutorial inclinations. He may never make the best dress list. The article asserted by Pope Benedict XVI is nothing short of a religious fashion icon, riding in the Pope mobile with red Prada loafers under his cassock and Gucci shades. Within 2 years, however, the pontiff did make a best dress list when, on account of his red shoes, Esquire named him the accessorizer of the year in 2007. In fact, Benedict's red shoes, made by Adriano Stefanelli, a cobbler from Novara, Italy, who also made versions for John Paul II, belong to a papal tradition that dates back centuries. Their color signifies the blood of Christ's passion. The blood of Christ's passion? Where's that in the Bible? And of Catholic martyrs. Ooh. As well as the fire of the Holy Spirit at Pentecost, which marks the birth of the church. Oh, is that so? Such proclamations made in today's mass media raise deeper and even more provocative contemplations about the role dress plays within the Roman Catholic Church and the role of the Roman Catholic Church plays within the fashionable imagination. Such is the basis for this exhibition, Heavenly Bodies, Fashion, Catholic Imagination. Now let's keep to here. Throughout the history of the Catholic Church, dress has affirmed religious allegiances, asserted religious differences, and functioned to distinguish hierarchies as well as gender. Although some might regard fashion as a frivolous pursuit far removed from the sanctity of religion, most of the vestments worn by secular clergy and religious orders actually have their origins in secular dress. Oh, is that so? You can see a picture here. I don't know if it's an Ethiopian or what. Take note, the majority of designers featured in Heavenly Bodies were raised in Roman Catholic tradition. Aha! While many of them no longer practice Catholicism and their relationships to it vary considerably, most acknowledge its significant influence over their imaginations. Oh. On the surface, this influence is apparent in their use of explicit Christian symbolism, such as the cross and the crown of thorns. But on a deeper level, it expresses itself through designers' reliance on narrative or storytelling, or specifically trope or metaphor. Now, let's move on. In his book Catholic Imagination, really states the Catholic imagination in all its many manifestations tends to emphasize the metaphorical nature of creation. Everything in creation, from exploding cosmos to whirling, dancing, and utterly mysterious quantum particles, discloses something about God, and in so doing brings God among us. Preely's observations about the nature of Roman Catholicism reverberate reverberate throughout the exhibition's themes, which will explore how Catholic imagination has shaped the creativity of designers and how it's conveyed through their fashions. Forged and forward by stories and images, Catholic imagination operates on the narrative level where its power lies and its resonance is felt. Time magazine and what he has to say about Catholicism's influence on fashion. The 2018 Met Gala theme, Heavenly Bodies in Fashion and Catholic Imagination, was a rumination on the influence that Catholicism has had on fashion as we know it. Now, most of the people that attend the Met Gala or actually go to the Met Gala are not even Christians at all, and they hate God, and these are the very people that do bad things. Now, what do they do at the Catholic fashion show? While some may consider the Met Gala's theme to be daring and controversial, fashion has never shied away from holding anything too sacred, from Madonna's affinity for crosses as to Lady Gaga's avant-garde takes on a nun for her 2011 Monster Ball tour. Let's look at 5 iconic fashion moments that were inspired by Catholicism and its aesthetics. Madonna's major fixation on Catholicism, the religion where she was raised in. Oh, so Madonna was raised Catholic. Okay, let's go on. Many point to an infamous 1989 music video for a prayer which featured stigmata. Oh, where the people are actually bleeding through their hands and their eyes, like they're bleeding for the sins of the world. Burning crosses and a kiss between a saint and a very Dolce Vita-esque Madonna in the black lace slip dress, as Madonna is being most polarizing allusion to Catholicism, and for good reason. The American Family Association boycotted it. Now, I don't want to play the whole video to see what she did. Now, in the Vatican, after she extended an invite to a concert in Rome to the Pope, a spokesperson from the Vatican denounced the concert as an act of open hostility and suggested that she should be excommunicated. And then during her 2006 confessions, a spokesperson for the Vatican called her concert an act of open hostility and suggested that she be excommunicated. A Bohemian song by Jean-Paul Gaultier, where she was hanging from a mirrored cross sporting a fake crown of thorns after okay. Does this look nice to you? This is not nice at all. Let's have a look at what she did here. Zoom in. Okay. Lady Gaga, also raised a Catholic. Very interesting. Debuted the music video for her song Alejandro in 2010. She was criticized for her use of Catholic images and iconography, most specifically eating a rosary while dressed as a nun. The Catholic League released a press release about the video admonishing Gaga for abusing Catholic symbols. The critics, however, didn't deter Gaga from sporting a white fine nun habit during her Monster Ball tour, which featured. Now, I don't want to go through this. Nicki Minaj, too. Baptism form. And let's look at it. Look at how she dressed. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Look at her there with the Pope band. These people won't just do this thing for nothing. Look at what the Pope and Katy Perry as well. Interesting. Look at the demonic horns so the devil's wearing there, and look at the crown she has and the mosaic on her dress. Interesting. Beyonce too. While Beyonce drew on multiple religions as inspiration for her 2017 Grammys performance that celebrated motherhood and divine feminine. The Catholic influence was clear with the diadem elements of a headpiece which resembled the aesthetics of the Black Madonna, an icon in Catholic art. Now you can see this whole thing and what she's doing here and the diadem on her head. Very interesting. And according to them, it says the album was reminiscent of the veil worn by the Virgin Mary Catholic tradition. This is the veil you're talking about. Is this chance? No. Britney Spears as well. It says Britney Spears was even attended John Galliano for Dior. And Dior is a very popular brand. See the incense burner they have there. Shampoo Gaultier, very popular brand as well. Look at this, have a look at this. All these dresses and all these Catholic symbols here and there. Christian Lacroix. Look at all these Catholic symbols. Do you think this is chance? Givenchy as well? This is not chance. This is not chance. He dedicated the collection to his faith. Religion is a big part of my healing, and this collection was about my Catholicism and every other religion anyway. Dolce & Gabbana. It says here, Catholicism served as the romantic and brooding inspiration for Dolce & Gabbana's fall winter 13 collection, drawing specifically from Sicily Cathedral of Monreal's Byzantine and Venetian mosaics. More cheeky than their heavily detailed looks, however, may have been liberally embellished. Cardinal red looks like they sent down in the model's final strut down the runway. All these Catholic. Now Guo Pei, the Chinese designer responsible for Rihanna. Okay, let's say the person that designs Rihanna's outfits, designed Rihanna's outfit. Look at what he came up with. Very papal. Thierry Mugler, I don't know if you pronounce it that way. Interesting. Soraya Fontana, an Italian designer. Yeah. See, and this lady, Soraya Fontana, she says here, my sisters and I are all faith practicing Catholics. Asked the authorities permission to sign the dress, and the Vatican approved it. Very interesting. Balenciaga as well. Now many young people wear this brand today, not knowing that it has some really like a huge relationship with the Catholic Church. Yes, the Pope has a dress code even presidents and royals must follow. Black lace is customary when visiting the Vatican, but who gets to wear white lace? Suppose you're meeting the Pope, what do you wear? It's a critical question governed by the millennia of tradition. While the Vatican had recently loosened its rules about casual clothing, many members of the royal family still opt for traditional lace outfits. At one time, what you wore depended both on your faith and on the form of your visit. For instance, while a black lace veil was considered traditional for most during a visit to the Vatican, Catholic queens wore white lace. There's only 7 women in the world currently given the privilege of white while meeting the Pope. Take note, the privilege of white, given the privilege of white. You see, the Pope wears white to demonstrate that he is holy. Now, you say, there's only 7 women in the world currently given the privilege of white while meeting the Pope. 7 Catholic, whoa. Wow, listen, 7 current Catholic queens and princesses. Why only the Catholic princesses? Interesting. These royals are Spain's Queen Sofia and Queen Letizia, Belgium's Queen Paola and Queen Mathilde, and Duchess Maria Theresa of Luxembourg, Princess Marina of Naples, and Princess Charlene of Monaco.
As expectations started to waver, some simply chose to veto the veil and sport an all-black outfit. When meeting the Pope at the White House or the airport or pretty much any other place in the world, black or white has never been necessary. Here's a visual history of all presidents who have dressed for their visits the pontiff. Now look at this, Princess Charlene, black, because you can't wear white to visit the Pope. That's not possible. Joe and Jill, you see she's wearing black. The black traditional lace veil. Crown Prince Frederick and Crown Princess Mary of Denmark. Once again, black. King William, Alexander, and Queen Maxima, black again. Queen Maxima, traditional black, and it's the same design, same lace design. Ivanka Trump, what are you doing there? And yeah, this is actually Jupiter, the god Jupiter, but they gave him a Christian name. Ivanka, what are you doing there? For you, all you Trump supporters, do you see what your leader's daughter is doing in the Vatican? Melania Trump. Just as you thought that Donald Trump isn't a member of or a part of this sinister theme, what's he doing here with his wife and the Pope wearing black? They're standing in the middle of the Vatican looking at the statues, black once again. Queen Sylvia of Sweden, black. Princess Charlene of Monaco. Now, the only reason why she was allowed to wear white is because she's a Catholic. Very, 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 very interesting. Angelina Jolie, black. Barack Obama and his wife, black. Princess Madeleine of Sweden, black. Queen Mathilde of Belgium, who's a Catholic, is allowed to wear white. Queen Sophia of Spain, who is a Catholic, is allowed to wear white. Only if you're Catholic, you're allowed to wear white. If you're not Catholic, don't even bother wearing white. King Abdullah and Queen Rania of Jordan, black. Barack and Michelle Obama with Pope Benedict, black. Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall, she's wearing the black veil. Duchess Camilla and Prince Charles, black. The Pope wears white. Laura Bush, so that's the wife of the George Bush, black. George Bush and Laura Bush, black. You can't wear white when meeting the Pope. Bill and Hillary Clinton, both wearing black, and he's wearing white with John Paul too. George H.W. Bush and Barbara Bush. Barbara Bush is wearing black. Very interesting. Ronald and Nancy Reagan, both wearing black. Jimmy Carter and his family, black. Princess Diana and Prince Charles, black, and the Pope wears white again. Queen Elizabeth, what? Do you see this Knight of Malta cross that she has over here? She's wearing black. Jackie Kennedy, the wife of John F. Kennedy, black. Princess Grace, black. Very, very, very interesting. Now, with all this evidence, with the videos and the articles we just read, it just shows that the Vatican and the Jesuits, together form the Vatican, do control the fashion industry. And it's not coincidence that the Bible talks about this, and I'll be reading the verses that the Bible talks about linen, which is actually used in fashion materials. Revelation 18 promises the destruction of Babylon, which is the Roman Catholic papacy and the kings of the world. And verse from Revelation 18 verse 9 from chapter 9 says, "And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, the great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. And all the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn. Let's check the word merchant. Emporos, wholesale, tradesman, merchant, shall weep. Let's check the word clio, possessing to sob, that is to wail aloud, to cry rather than to cry silently. That means to wail aloud. Shall weep and mourn. Penteo, to mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise. No man buyeth their merchandise. Gomos, a load, as that is specifically a cargo, by extension wears burden merchandise, or any more. The merchandise of gold, chrysos, gold, silver, and precious stones, lithos, and of pearls and fine linen. Those were the linen, linen, purple, silk, and scarlet, and all thyine wood, and all manner of vessels of ivory, and all manner of vessels of most precious wood, and brass, and marble, and iron. Do you think this is a coincidence that God mentioned all these things that are actually used to make these dresses that are used in fashion shows? I do not think there is a mistake here, or this is coincidence. Now let's continue. Let's go to verse 14. Start from verse 14 again. Okay, let's go to verse 13. And cinnamon and odors and ointments and frankincense and wine and oil and fine flour and wheat, beasts and sheep and horses and chariots and slaves. Let's check the word slave. Soma. Okay, bodies and souls. Suke. Breath, that is by implication, spirit abstractly or concretely, the animal sentient principle only thus distinguish on the one hand from G, which is the rational immortal soul, which is mere vitality even of plants. These terms thus exactly correspond to the Hebrew mind, heart, heartily, souls of men, and these and the fruits that thy soul lasted after are departed from thee, and all things which were dainty and goodly are departed from thee, and thou shalt find them no more at all. And the merchants of these things which were made rich by her shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing, saying, Alas, alas, that great city that was clothed in fine linen and purple and scarlet, notice carefully, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. Aren't those the same instruments they used to add to fashion garments that you just saw in the video? And cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, What city is like unto this great city? And they cast dust on their heads and cried, weeping and wailing, Alas, alas, that great city wherein were made rich all that had ships in the sea by the reason of her costliness, for in 1 hour she is made desolate. And the Bible says, Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for God hath avenged you on her. And it says, The voice of the harpers and musicians and of pipers and trumpeters shall be heard no more at all in thee. Very interesting. We're discussing that in another episode. And no craftsman of whatsoever craft he be shall be found any more in thee. And the sound of a millstone shall be heard no more at all in thee. So that means that no more singers and harpers and pipers and trumpeters, and all the merchants will disappear when God destroys Babylon. Very interesting. And the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee, and the voice of the bridegroom and the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. For thy merchants were the great men of the earth, and for by thy sorceries were all nations deceived. And in her was found the blood of prophets and of saints and of all that was slain upon the earth.
But these verses I just read, you see that God will destroy. There will come a day God will destroy Babylon and all the systems that are being controlled by Babylon. And in the next episode, I'll be discussing how the Jesuits, via the papacy, control the education system. I'm going to discuss how
They actually control every part of society. Thank you for watching. God bless you.